Hello everybody, good afternoon. This is Pamela, I am Pamela, another video for you. So one thing that's been, I'm very aware of this, not only from some of my clients, but from some of my friends, that this sense of being alone in more of an isolation, it feels that way. Whether you're quarantined at this point or you're feeling like, you really don't want to go out and spread anything, so you're staying home a lot and you don't have a family or friends to be with you, right? So we've been hearing a lot about, and I even posted a funny video today just about a mom going crazy because she's homeschooling and whatnot. But there hasn't been a lot of talk about folks who are feeling isolated and who are feeling completely alone. So I want to just bring our attention to that today, and to know that we're doing these virtual hugs and we're trying to love on each other, but to be thinking about your friends, your family, people are alone, and what we can do for them, right? But then what if we are alone in our own place? So I was just sort of thinking about things that I like to do on my own, because I actually like to do a lot of things on my own. And so I was just sort of thinking, I did my yoga this morning, so that's one thing. I've been talking a lot about moving. I can see and feel in my hips already starting to get tighter because I'm not out and about of my house as much as I normally am. So I think it's really important to think about, continuous movement. But with that, I started, I like to light a lot of candles. So if you think about your senses, right? You think about touch. If we're alone, we're not getting a lot of touch right now. So I would suggest, and here's the deal, all of us probably shop way too much, or we have so much crap in our houses, and if we're already feeling depressed and down about being alone, sometimes we just get static and we turn on Netflix or just watch a video over and over or whatever. So I'm suggesting you get up and out and you start looking through your home. What are things that you have? So one thing, my sister Sandy, she, in her house, I always remember she lights a lot of candles. That's my memory. So during our little session here, I'm going to light an incense. So sometimes people maybe forget, this is a tiny one, but in my drawer, I have all this incense. Isn't this cute? My husband gave me this for Christmas. La luna, if you want to learn a Spanish term, that means the moon. But thinking about the different senses that we have. So when we smell different things, we actually feel different ways. So I have a candle burning, I have a little incense, and you might want to pop that in different rooms. When I was realizing we were going to be in the home a lot, I love flowers. So I went to Trader Joe's. So like a week ago, so here are my flowers that are going to start getting dried, right? But I just keep picking up flowers each time I go there. So that I decided on yellow because I wanted to get some. So if you look into different rooms, I have flowers. So that makes me feel good. So I want you to think about things that make you feel good. So if you do get to go to the grocery store, you can get a little plant or a flower if that's possible. That's an option. How many lotions do you have just sitting around your house? Right? And trying out different scents. But also, if you Google pressure points, there's also all these amazing pressure points we have in our bodies. This one right here is a wonderful stress reliever to just hold that 2 to 3 minutes. And it lets go of a lot of anxiety and stress. So that's something I would do. But I would also massage myself, right? If I'm home alone and no one else is touching me, I would actually do massage on myself. I would actually hug myself. I've done this in workshops before, and do it for a long time. Like, just literally touch on yourself like somebody else is giving you a hug. Is it exactly the same? No, it's not. I'm not going to say that, but it is soothing and it is quite wonderful. And then when you start to feel different muscles that are aching or whatnot, rub them out, right? Use that great lotion. So another sense is the smell, right? We're smelling different things. It feels good. We're pushing on pressure points. So Google pressure points. any areas that my hips get tight, so there's sometimes in the glutes I have to do things. So, right? So think about where you're hurting and stretch it out as well, right? Another thing I like to do is color. So I have my coloring book, so I've been working on that too. And I'll just sit around and doodle and color a little bit. Coloring is a really strong stress reliever. So how many of you got like coloring books, probably 2 Christmases ago or whatever, where you're just, you have them, or you're maybe from, if you're a teacher, with some of your students, but just do it. If you don't have a coloring book, just create little lines or whatever and fill them in. Coloring is a wonderful stress reliever. And while you're doing that, put on a wonderful song that you love to hear. So how often do we have music all around in different places, but we're just get down, and so we don't put it on? Put it on. Another thing you can do, so I journal a lot. I probably have, I don't know, 30, 40 full journals, right? So in your journal, you can even write down, what was your schedule like before all the change? Like, what did you do every day? Write it down. And then on the next page, now you have a blank page. Like, what the heck am I going to do? So now we're going to fill it in. Like, well, what am I going to do instead? So we are always so darn scheduled, which is overwhelming. Oftentimes with coaching, I'll hear clients say, I don't have time to do anything. So, right, so normally we're just filled, exhausted. So now, oh my gosh, I have a blank slate. So this is an opportunity versus a stress, right? What am I going to do now? So now you start to fill in your day. One way you can meditate is literally thinking about your perfect day, right? So over here, create your perfect day. You're dreaming, you're imagining, what do I want it to look like? And then think about, what can I do in my home by myself that is beautiful, that is enriching, that makes me feel good? So write all the things down that you used to do that you don't do anymore. So if you say, oh, I used to run, well, guess what? Start moving in your house, walking around, listening to that great song. I know a lot of, like my friend Madonna and Billy, they're doing Zoom with Zumba, sorry, on a Zoom class, right? So they're collectively doing it, but they're at home alone. So you're feeling the connection with others, but you're still at home alone. Take that hot bath that you've been wanting to take forever. Okay, so you're not a bath taker. Then think of something else you want to do. But I'm always telling you, write things down. Because when we write it down, we take it from this place of subconscious place and we make it concrete. Write it down and then start figuring out your scheduling around that. Reach out to people. So if you're an introvert and that's not normal for you to do, this is an opportunity for you to push out a little bit to say, you know what, I need this. So even on this other side, you can write down things that you need, right? You need to feel good. So those are a few things. For those of us, though, that are surrounded by people, then that's a whole nother video that we might be going nuts because we either we're tired of the people that we're around or we can't stand them anymore or whatever it may be. I want you to think about the folks that are on their own right now and what they need. So today, a great goal would be to reach out to somebody who you know is in isolation. Somebody you haven't heard from for a long time. So those are a couple tips today. I just want us to remember to love on ourselves. I'm not trying to say be narcissistic or anything, but to create self-love for you. Write, great senses, color, listen to music, and keep moving your body. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, everybody. Sending you peace and love from my home to yours. I am Pamela.